Welcome to another connection here on TKO8 Television. I'm Dennis King. Tabitha couldn't be with us today. She'll be back on the show with us next week. We do appreciate you joining us each week as we have different organizations and individuals come in to talk about what's going on around the broadcast area. And we hope we bring good information to you that perhaps you don't know about. And particularly, we have a lot of events this time of the year going on, the fall season here in the Ozarks. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll talk with two young people from a very important organization right here in the Harrison area. Many things have changed over the years, and so has auto body repair. Even though Ozark Auto Body has been in business for over 30 years, they continue to change with the times. They believe protecting the environment is important and have done so by using environmentally friendly waterborne paint from PPG. This aligns with the technology used by original manufacturers and gives you a lifetime limited warranty. Quality PPG waterborne paint, ASC certified personnel, plus 24-hour towing service. Ozark Auto Body in Harrison, always taking pride in excellence.
Books are an important part of your life, and when you go to Books on the Square, you'll find books that will not only be informative, but books that will take you away. Books on the Square now has 2 locations on the south side of the Harrison Square. Books on the Square carries fiction books, books on CD, lots of westerns, and books full of mystery. Books on the Square, too, next to Deb's Frames and Things, has your nonfiction favorites, religious, historical, and even cookbooks. Take a stroll down the south side of the square and visit both Books on the Square.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Our first 2 guests in the studio from K-Life today. And we've had Dan Thomas with us before. Dan, thanks for coming back on. And Leanne Thompson is with us. Leanne has not been on the show, but you're both K-Life employees, I guess. You're the 2 people that make everything happen at K-Life. Let's talk a little bit about, I think most people that have lived in Harrison for any given period of time know about the K-Life barn over on Goblin Drive right next to Harrison High School, but they may not know the whole mission statement, maybe the concept of what K-Life is. Leanne, why don't you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. K-Life is a nonprofit, non-denominational youth ministry located here in Harrison. It's a national organization, so they're all over the country, but we do have a chapter here in Harrison. And our chapter here has been here for nearly 30 years, one of the longest standing ones. And like I said, we're nonprofit, so we're completely funded by the Harrison community, which we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But what we do is we have a youth ministry program for youth in the local community. We have clubs, which are big group meetings once a week for different age groups. In fact, tonight, Monday night, we have our junior high and our high school club at 6 o'clock and 7:45, corresponding junior high then high school. We also have opportunities for small groups, so kids can get plugged in with those. And we also have a club for the middle school students. So it's just a fun opportunity for them to get plugged in, kind of get a glimpse of what K-Life is. All of that, we want to connect youth, we want to connect students and even their families and our leaders with the mission of being transformed by God, because He's the one that we know changes lives. And so that's everything we do flows into that. And we have some great volunteers and leaders that help us with that.
Leanne, what age group? What's the youngest? Where do you kind of start at as far as the programs there? How young?
As I mentioned, we have a program for middle school students.
Is that as small as you go there?
Yes. Yes. So 5th and 6th graders, and that's 2 times a month on Thursday evenings, the 2nd and 4th Thursday of every month. We have a program for them.
Do you get more involvement from the middle school or the high school? I'm just curious. What age group? Where do you get the most involvement? You got more numbers with high school students, or?
Our junior high and high school, we have the most numbers for. They're the ones that meet weekly, and they also have an opportunity to meet with small groups. So they have a few more options to plug in with. So we see a lot of them get involved there and stay consistent in those age groups.
Very good. Dan, why don't you tell us a little bit about the famous barn? Everybody knows about the K-Life barn. What do you do in the barn?
The barn is a big building. We have a big open area, and then we have some smaller rooms in it. The big open area, we have a foam pit and a barn swing.
Okay.
If you have never been in there, it's worth going and checking it out. Basketball court outside, and then we have a loft area where we do our clubs, where we meet, and we'll have a time of worship, a time of teaching, and then we'll head on out and do some more games.
Okay. I know you're like most nonprofit organizations out there, you're no different. You operate with a board of directors. I'm assuming you have, how many board of directors? Probably 6, 8 board of directors?
We do families, and so right now we're about five board families.
5 board families.
That help with fundraising, help with running the ministry, and the big picture.
Okay. As far as you're actually having things going on for the students, do you basically have something going on all week, or do you have just like you said Monday night? Do you have Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or what nights do you?
We really want to come alongside churches, like
Okay.
Leanne was saying, and so we typically stay away from Sundays and Wednesdays.
Okay.
We'll do our normal weekly clubs on Mondays. We do a thing for our 5th and 6th grade on Thursdays, and then we have a program on Thursdays for what we call student leaders, kids that just want to go a little bit deeper.
Okay.
I want to get involved and invest a little bit more. Then we'll do random events throughout the week, whether it might be after a football game or something on the weekend, a retreat for the kids, something along those lines.
Do you find yourself, since you are non-denominational, do you find yourself getting good support from all the churches or most of the churches in the area? Are they supportive of your teaching, so to speak?
Most of the churches are really supportive.
Okay.
Our goal is not to nail down the specifics of what make a denomination,
Right.
but to look at the gospel in a whole and present God's word and really teach the kids how to study it. And when they go back to their specific denominations, they're more equipped to be able to understand what they believe, and it really affects them when they go to college and when they leave their churches, knowing what they believe, not just believing it.
Okay. I'm assuming that, I know we're going to talk about a fundraising event coming up in just a short period of time, but as you go through the year, it takes a lot to operate.
Yes.
You've got to pay you you got the expenses of the building and utilities and all the things you do. Do you pretty well get donations from the public, so to speak? I mean, people may just give you money here just to help out, or do you get some through the church programs, or both, I guess?
They're really a little bit from everywhere.
Okay.
We get a little bit from churches. We get a good amount from businesses in the community that support the ministry, parents that have kids that are involved, and all those kind of add up to our total sum for the year.
Okay. Okay, well, let's talk about fundraising. If throughout the year, do you try to have 1 or 2 major fundraising events, or some organizations will take a month during the year and that's their big fundraising month. Others have different, maybe smaller events throughout the year. How do you go about it? Maybe, Lynn, you want to talk about it?
We have a few fundraisers that are placed throughout the year.
Okay.
So instead of all together at once, we have a golf tournament that we do in August. It's annual. We are doing a skeet shoot this weekend, along with some other events as part of a fundraiser. We'll do a banquet in the spring as well.
Okay.
And then, did I miss any?
Radiothon?
Yes, there's going to be a radiothon in the spring as well. Where we'll be on the radio, and our sponsors will have actually some of our students come in and help us read off the sponsors and just kind of be on the radio for a few hours. It's fun for them, but also an awesome opportunity to connect with our sponsors and partner with them to help support the ministry.
Good.
So, yeah.
Well, let's talk about the big fundraiser coming up. What do you got coming up? Who wants to kick in on the fundraising?
It is a kind of bundle of fundraisers,
Okay.
a bundle of events. It's called our Skeet Shoot Patty Plop.
Okay.
And we're doing a skeet shoot, so bring your own ammo, come out, we'll throw the clay, you shoot them down. We have some prize raffles with if you win around, things like that. We'll have bounce house, so it really is a sort of family event. Come out, bring your kids, and then we're having another one called a Patty Plop, all the same day. And our Patty Plop's one we did last year. We get someone to donate a cow. Someone generously donates a whole cow. We make a grid and we sell tickets for plots, and you can buy a ticket for $50. And if the cow plops on your plot, you win the cow.
Oh, wow.
And so last year we had someone walk away with a cow.
Yes.
And we'll have the same thing this year, and that'll all be on the same fundraiser.
Wow.
We also have a gun raffle at the same event too.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting fundraiser. I think I remember
Yes.
you talking about that last year. I'm sure it brought out a lot of people just to see how it works.
It is a very neat one. It is, at the very least.
I've heard of people winning cows. I don't know that I've ever heard about the plopping part on the square. X marks the square. It's kind of like playing Jeopardy or something. But, okay, now, so this is going to take place when, where? Just talk a little bit about that.
It's going to be 5962 Terrapin Road South is the where. It's going to be October 31st in the afternoon. So a couple more weeks from now, Saturday afternoon. Hopefully weather is just beautiful. And so that's the when and where. Is that what you were asking, those two? Okay.
And what time will it start?
What time? It's going to start at 1 o'clock. We'll have lunch. 1:45 we'll start the clay shoot. And then 2 o'clock we'll have the patty plop start. So
Okay.
we'll release the cow. Kind of really up to him on when he wants to use the restroom.
Sure, yeah, good. May have to stand around for a little while. Now, the location again. Explain so people would know. How would they? Where are you having? Not having it at the K-Life.
No,
No.
sir. No,
you
sir.
wouldn't have space.
We just had someone generously allow us to use their land.
And where is it located?
Terrapin Road South.
Terrapin Road.
592. Or not 592. 5962 Terrapin Road South.
Trying to think where Terrapin Road South is. Will you have signs, I guess?
We'll definitely have
Yes.
signs.
Yes.
Some people might not be able to
You'll
find
know
it.
it's there. We'll have bounce houses. You'll be able to see it.
Be plenty of
Yes.
Yes.
excitement going on.
Yes.
Find the event. Yes.
Very good. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun for people to not only have a chance to help K-Life out, but also have a chance to have a lot of fun, family fun, obviously.
Absolutely.
And skeet shooting and patty plop and bounce, lots of things for the kids. So bring everybody out.
Absolutely.
And
There's
do
no
it.
charges to come and use the bounce houses. So at the very least, bring your family out there. Great thing to do on a beautiful afternoon on Saturday.
If someone just wanted to, if somebody out in the viewing audience was watching our show today and they like the concept of what K-Life's all about, and they want to make a donation, how would they go about doing that? Who would they contact?
We have a website,
Okay.
harrison.klife.com, and there's a donation portion there. You can make donations in all sorts of ways. You can even donate stock, real estate,
Sure.
anything along
Yeah.
those lines. You can do
Cattle.
it by credit card.
Cattle.
You could donate cattle.
You can.
And so there's a wide range. Cell phones. We have a lot of options. You can just go on there and donate those. You can give us a call. Either contact someone on the board, or you can call myself directly, and we can contact you with the right people to make a donation.
If
of any
somebody
size.
just wanted to come by the K-Life barn to just kind of see how it looks and so forth, can they just drop by and maybe, I don't know, are you there somebody there during the day sometimes? All the time?
We're typically there in the mornings.
Okay.
Then afternoons just depends if we have meetings or other things. But about 9 o'clock in the morning, we're typally there. You'll be able to see cars in front if
Sure.
we're there. Stop on by. We'd love to give you a tour.
Yeah, just kind of
Love to
show
walk you
them. Some
around.
people, before they make a donation, like to see
Absolutely.
what am I donating to here.
Yeah, of
Absolutely.
course.
So that's good. By the way, I like your new sign.
Well,
Thank
thank you.
That was very nice. You were always there, but you didn't have much recognition on the street. And it's nice that you've got your big lighted sign out there now. That really looks good. Kind of makes it stand out. Can't miss you now.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
what we're
that's the
going
goal. That's the goal.
Was that a donation, or did you have some help in get? I'm sure that was a little pricey to get that put up there.
We had someone donate the materials and had some people invest some time, and it got put up there.
Nice.
So
nice.
it was another just someone seeing a need and filling it, and so we appreciate those so much, and it's done great things for us.
We live in a great community here. I've lived a lot of places in my life. Grew up here as a child and moved away, but I must tell you the area that we live in, not necessarily just in Harrison, but the surrounding areas, people, they're very quick to step up for a need if it's a good need, and that's great. It's great to be somewhere. And Leanne mentioned when we was coming down, we were talking about the weather, and said it's a great place to live. It really is a great place to live, and there's a lot of great places around the country to live, but we're fortunate to be right here. Thank you both for coming in. We do appreciate it. Dan and Leanne, good luck with K-Life's fundraiser. We'll push this for you and see if we can make sure everybody gets out there, and I may have to come and check that cow deal out. That sounds interesting.
Please do.
Thank you both for coming in. We do appreciate it. Don't forget, big K-Life fundraising event coming up on Saturday, October 31st. Starts around 1 p.m. They're going to have skeet shooting, patty plop, and lots of things for the kids and the entire family. All of it goes to K-Life, and all stays right here in this community to help out the young people. Thank you so much. Stay with us. Be back on the show in a moment. We're going to talk with a young lady about what's going on to Boone County Library.
Hello, this is Michelle from Nature's Wonders. It's a beautiful time of year and we live in one of the best parts of the country. With so much to do and see right in our backyard, it's important to feel your best and be able to get out and explore. We do our best to make that a little bit easier with one-stop shopping for natural and organic grocery, organic and local produce, grass-fed local meats, gluten-free and other restricted diet items, supplements, and much more. If you're in a hurry, we've got grab-and-go lunches and smoothies. At Nature's Wonders, we want to be your health food store on Highway 65 in Harrison, or call us at 870-741-1973.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King. Tabitha couldn't be with us today. She'll be back on the show with us next week. Our second guest on the show today is no stranger. We asked her to come in a lot because there's always so much going on. Ginger Milan from the Boone County Library. Thank you, Ginger, again for coming in and filling the void here for us today. But you always do have a lot of stuff going on, so we always have fresh news about what's going on down there. And I always like to just let you take off.
Well, we do have a lot of things that go on all the time, and I do adult programs, and sometimes I neglect some of the other areas of the library because I talk about what I know. Right. But we do have a very active children's program. Yes. And October 31st, Halloween, the library always participates in Scare on the Square. Okay. So kids that come by the library in their costume will be passing out candy that day.
Very good.
So
I like that program. I do. I know even churches sometimes have programs.
They do.
So that the kid or the parents doesn't have to go out with the kids and walk around the neighborhoods. And we're not in a big metropolitan area, but there's some different people out there that sometimes they don't always have the best intentions. So,
right. It's good to go to people where you feel familiar.
Yes.
And obviously the library is one of those places.
Absolutely. Well, that's nice that you tie in with that.
Yeah,
and give the candy. Okay, what else? Now, you've got as a matter of fact, I was sent this book, which is a very interesting book. I haven't read it all. I've looked through some of it, and it's by Nate Jordan, and it's about Harrison. And you hold that up in front of the camera there, if you would, right over here. There you go.
And I will send this to you.
Yes.
But Nate Jordan is a really nice young man. We're really grateful to have him living in our community.
Yes.
And he has done a lot of research on the history of Harrison and has published a book. It was published by Arcadia Publishing Company. And it's a pictorial history.
Yes.
And he really hones in on the unique character of our area and the people who made us the city that we are. It's October the 29th. It's a book signing from 5 until 7. A great time to go ahead and start your Christmas shopping, and Nate will sign the book for you. And he'll tell us a little bit about how he got started and the things that he did. We saw a lot of Nate in the library because he did a lot of research in our genealogy department. And we have a lot of pictures in our genealogy department. In fact, we have a program where you can bring in any old-timey pictures you have, get them scanned that day, and never have them out of your sight. And then we can add them to our archives. But Nate will be here October the 29th. He's a local writer. He's an editor. He's a photographer. He is an avid outdoorsman. If you are familiar with the Rotary Club in Harrison, Nate paddled the entire length of the Buffalo River, 134 miles, and that was for Polio Plus, which is a program of Rotary International. He's got a master's degree in writing from a university in Colorado, and we're just very pleased to have him come.
Is he a a local boy? I mean, did he grow up here, or did he?
I don't really know. I get the idea that he did not.
Okay, well, I wonder what turned him on.
He
has family. Okay,
he has family.
So that kind of got him involved in seeing what the history of Harrison
And he
is.
is very involved in our community with the Chamber of Commerce, Rotary. He's just a really great addition to our community.
That's fantastic.
So we want everyone to come and hear him talk about his book. And you know, you don't have to purchase the book. You can come anyway. We do have a copy in the library.
Sure.
But we're very happy to do this book signing for him.
Well, I'm glad you came in, and I was hoping he could even come. So,
yeah,
and maybe we'll get him to come in.
I hope you can, because he would be a great person to have on your show. He's actually out of town this week, or he would have been here.
Right.
And we will have refreshments, so come and have a little bite to eat and meet Nate and get a book signed.
That's October 29th?
Yes,
okay,
from 5 to 7.
Very good. Yeah, I've got that deal there.
Yes.
Good. Well, that's a big event for Harrison. As I mentioned, he sent us at the station. He sent us a complimentary copy with a cover letter introducing himself and telling a little bit about the book. And I haven't gone through the whole thing, but I have looked in it. Very interesting. If you grew up in the Harrison area, you would really be interested in it. I mean, regardless of probably your age, older, probably more so interested in it. But it's got some great pictures of the history of the naming of Harrison and just everything. It gives you kind of a good feeling of how our community all came together here. So that's very nice. Well, good. So that'll be a good event coming up.
It will.
What else you got?
We have the last of the Buffalo National River Partners programs for this year. That organization has programs at the library January through October on the 4th Tuesday of each month.
Okay.
And so this is the last one for 2015, and I am very excited about it because it's about a new business in town and a couple of really neat kids, Chad Watkins and his wife Amanda Smith. Amanda's actually doing the program on rock climbing and introduction to knots. I think being able to tie knots would be a big thing to know if you're going to rock climb.
Yeah.
But they own Arkansas Climbing Services, and they just received a license from the National Park Service to lead rock climbing expeditions into Park Service land.
Oh, wow.
So you can imagine some of the areas with the bluffs on the river, and so it should be a great program. They also just opened Elevate Sports Gym, which is in the old Millbrook building, and they have a rock climbing wall there, and they have a Ninja Warrior course. And anyone who's interested at all in rock climbing or being outdoors should come to this program. And that is October 27th at 5:30.
You know, I'd heard about that, and I actually need to go out there and check in with those young people. I've actually heard quite a bit of comments about their rock climbing wall that they've got in the Millbrook complex out here, which is a huge complex. They got a lot of different things going on out there. But you know, that's a very popular thing. Rock climbing is a very popular thing, and you know, you got different levels like you do snow skiing or whatever. You got the beginners and the intermediate, and then the get on up there. But with all the, you know, we have, and the good thing I thought about this was when you mentioned about they're going to be able to use the National Park Service area, is, you know, we get a lot of people that even locally or that come in from other places and they go over there. Unfortunately, sometimes they're not skillful in the fact of how to do it in the safest way.
Right.
And we have a lot of accidents. You know, people fall in trying to climb, and so you know, it's nice to have people that are professionals that can show you how to do it right.
That's right.
And safe. And
do it safely
and still have a good time doing it.
Right.
Well, there's some beautiful bluffs.
There are, and I didn't realize until recently that Arkansas is the destination for rock climbers across the country. Horseshoe Canyon Ranch is a big rock climbing place, but you can contact them and they will lead you on an expedition. They're really good with children, and I don't know, maybe we should try it, Dennis.
Well, I tell you what, Ginger, I tell you, my rock climbing skills will probably keep me confined to perhaps the wall at the Millbrook Complex, depending on how high it is. If it's over 10 foot tall, I'm probably not going to get up. I don't even like changing the light bulb. But,
I'll hold this up.
There you go.
I'll send it to
rock
you.
Rock climbing and introduction to knots.
Yes, yes.
And you definitely want to know how to put those knots in a safe manner.
You do. And those are some of the things they'll be talking about.
That's fantastic.
So it's October 27th.
Those are two outstanding programs.
They
really,
are,
the book
they
signing
are.
with Nate, and then this rock climbing thing is a good deal. What else we got going in the near future? You've always got stuff going on.
Well, I've actually been working on November, and actually I've been working on things for 2016.
I bet you are already.
But in November, we're going to celebrate Native American Heritage Month. And so we have a speaker who is coming, who is from one of the Cherokee tribes. And then Kevin Clark, who is the archaeologist and in charge of communications and a multitude of things for the Buffalo National River. He is going to do a display on Arkansas Indians. And we're really excited about this, and Kevin is too. In fact, we're going to have to do this 3 years in a row in order to cover, especially with the displays, the contacts that Kevin has. And so that's coming up in November. I think that's the 12th.
Okay.
Another thing that I'm working on right now, in fact, I had a couple of emails this morning. This will be the third year in a row that we've had holiday music in the library. We have little mini concerts in December from area schools. And so I've already had 4 commitments from music teachers in Boone County who are going to bring students. And when I say a mini concert, it's like 15 minutes. And it's not in our meeting room. They just line up around our mezzanine area. And it's informal, and you can just come in and be checking out a book and listen, or browsing our stacks of books. You can be in there to be using our computers, and it was very, very popular with our patrons. So we'll be doing that. We're also making plans for Burns Night in January, which is extremely popular. Kevin Clark, again, who's multi-talented, is in Crooked Creek Cayley Band. And this will be, I think, the 4th or 5th year that they're doing a program in honor of Robert Burns, the poet laureate of Scotland. And then we have some other things we're working on.
Good Lord, you got a lot of stuff going.
We do, and again, most of that are things that are with adult programs, which is what I do. But we have a lot of other things going on for children, genealogy. We have a great outreach program to the daycares in our area, and Friends of the Library are always doing something. They had a big book sale the first week in October. And so, yeah, it's a busy place.
You know, the one good thing about the Boone County Library, and particularly the size town that we live in here, you can tell by what Ginger's talking about here, they're very active. They're very community oriented, and there's always something going on. If you just need to stop by, and like I say, they have great resources there. Of course, you know, now it's that we're electronic oriented. Everything's computer based anymore. If you don't like the hardcover, you can find it online, and you know, you can use their computers. It's you can go down there if you want to do a resume or something. They've got computers set up in there, and they'll let you use them. And it's nice to have the Boone County Library. I mean, we're real fortunate to have a library that in our size town.
And we really want to reach out to residents of Boone County who don't live right in Harrison.
Yes.
You know, it's everyone's library.
Sure.
And everything that we do there for our patrons is free.
That's fantastic.
The only time that there's ever a fee for anything is if you have an overdue book. And if we do like an art class where supplies are involved, you know, there may be a fee for that. And we do have some, speaking of, art classes coming up in November.
Oh, good.
So that'll be in our November newsletter.
I'll be calling on you again by then. So, Ginger, thank you so much for coming in today. We do appreciate it. And Ginger's always nice to come in anytime we want her to talk about different things at the Boone County Library, and it's a very active place. And don't forget about the Nate Jordan book signing, and don't forget about the rock climbing session that's going to be down there. Both very interesting. Thanks again, Ginger. We appreciate it. Thanks for joining us on Connection this week. Hope we brought some information to you perhaps you didn't know about. As always, always, we have a show every week, so join us as we change out our show and talk about other people and other organizations right here in the viewing area.